Physics of Materials, Lecture 36. Magnetic Properties of Materials. Magnetic Properties. So, magnetic properties are commonly used in a variety of technologies. So, used in audio speakers and motors. These are used in motors. These are the examples in the magnets used in these technologies. So more exotic technologies that are used in magnetism are magnetic resonance imaging, MRI scanning in medical applications, and these are the automobile applications and electronic applications and medical applications. So many applications are there. So magnetism is observed in the form of an attractive force that some material exert on some other materials. So when we place one material to the other materials, so both are one to the another is get attracted to it. So in addition, any other form of the attraction such as electrostatic attractions. Electrostatic attraction is also called as a magnetism attractions. So while originally it was observed as existing in some materials as obtained in nature. So in nature we observe some of the materials which shows the magnetism nature. So it was later discovered that moving electrical charges create a magnetic field. So nature, first one it is observed the magnetism, and then the moving electric charge, they may create the magnetic field. So this is observed. This discovery led to manufacture of electromagnets. So moving electric charge creates the magnetic field. This is used to discovery of electromagnets, which is electromagnets are discovered. Discovery of electromagnets. So where coils of current, these electromagnets are the coils of current carrying conductors. These coils of current carrying electric field. I is carrying electric field, and this generate the magnetic field. So magnetic field. So in these regions, the magnetic field is generated inside it. So using the left hand thumb rules. So then use it to serve specific purpose. So in industrial purpose, industrially it is used as a electricity to generate magnetism. And the most commonly observed usage of magnetism, since it is enables considerable control of the phenomena. So it is wide range of applications for the magnetisms. The common equations associated in magnetism are the magnetic field, the generally magnetic field used in a coil carrying in the electricity is the magnetic field where H. So H is equal to Ni by L. So where L is the number of turns of coils. And I is the current passing through the coil. L is the length of the coil. Okay. So the externally generated magnetic field can induce a magnetic field in other materials. So external generated magnetic field is induced the another material and which is placed within the coils, so which is a coil field, and this is given by, so B is equal to mu H. So B is the the magnetic field generated magnetic field by this magnetic field, generated magnetic field by this magnetic field, and mu is the permeability. Mu is the permeability. So in case the coil is in vacuum, if the coil is in vacuum, this is in normal atmosphere, if the coil is in vacuum and conduct the same experiment, then we will get B is equal to mu naught H. So mu naught is the permeability in vacuum, permeability in space, permeability in vacuum or permeability in space. So the ratio between permeability in vacuum, permeability in normal atmosphere, this is mu by mu naught is equal to mu r. So which is called the relative permeability. We call it as a relative permeability. Relative permeability. And the response of a sample to the external generated magnetic can be thought of a response that is in addition to response of vacuum to the same field. So this additional response, which is the extent of external reinforcement or oppositions to the applied field, this is referred to as the magnetization. So this magnetization is referred to as M. We call it as a magnetization. So therefore B is equal to mu H, which is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught M. So the magnetization is itself generated in response in the external field. It can be related to the external field. So M is equal to chi into, so M is equal to chi into H. So where this chi is susceptibility, chi is susceptibility of the material, chi is susceptibility of the materials. So therefore B is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught M, which is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught chi H. So therefore mu H is equal to mu naught H plus 1 plus chi. Mu H is equal to mu naught H plus 1 plus chi. B, because B equal to mu H. So again, so we have mu by mu naught is equal to mu r is equal to 1 plus chi. 1 plus chi. So we can rewrite this equation, or this is chi is equal to mu r minus 1. Chi is equal to mu r minus 1. Since mu r can be less than or greater than r, this mu r can be less than or greater than 1. So this chi is positive or negative values when we place mu r greater than or less than 1. So for diamagnetic materials, weakly oppose the applied field. Diamagnetic field weakly oppose the applied field. So this mu r is less than 1. So where chi is negative. Chi is negative. In paramagnetic materials weakly augment the applied field. So mu r is greater than 1, so that this chi is positive. So while ferromagnetic materials strongly augment the applied field, so that the mu are very greater than 1 and chi is a largely positive number. Chi is largely positive numbers. So like that we can define para, ferro and diamagnetic materials with respect to the susceptibility and relative permeability values. So in response to the same material, here we can observe with respect to B and H, magnetization and magnetic field here respect to the external magnetic field. So with respect to the external magnetic field, and we observe this is for the diamagnetic nature and this is for the vacuum and this is for the paramagnetic nature, and we observe ferromagnetic natures. So it is observed that ferromagnetic natures is more prominent as compared to the para, vacuum and the diamagnetic natures. Okay. So previously we observed the density of states in a material is observed here with respect to the N of E into energy. Like this. So where T equal to 0 Kelvin and this is N of E is equal to 2 F of E into D of E. So this 2 indicating the spin up and down. So the occupied states consist of electrons that are up and down. The spins of electrons contributes to the magnetic behavior of materials. The spins of electrons contributes to the magnetic behavior of materials. Just turn out this graph into the just 90 degrees. So this N of E becomes the x-axis, N of E, and so the density of occupied states of the material can be therefore redrawn like this. So here this is the EF and energy and N of E, same drawn with the 90 degrees, N of E in the x-axis, E in the y-axis. Okay. So which is represents the axis have been changed and which is represents the density of occupied states of the material for the spin up and spin down. So here this is the spin down and spin up and energy up to this. It is important to note that although the form of this similar E versus K diagram, they are not the same. This is not the same as E versus K diagram. This is N of E with respect to E only, and there is no compare with the E versus K. That's it. So when the ferromagnetic material is experienced, here this is the N of E and N of E. When it is the ferromagnetic material is experiences an external applied magnetic field, the state with the spin aligned in the direction of the applied magnetic field attain lower energy levels. The spin aligned in the direction of applied magnetic field attain energy lower energies, while the states with spin opposed to the applied magnetic field attain the lower energy states. So, when applied to it, here the spin up magnetic states, these are the EF for the spin down magnetic states. So, you observe this type of the curve, and similarly for the spin up you will get, this is the spin down and spin up external magnetic field, you observe this. So similarly, since the Fermi energy of the system has to be the uniform value for the system, the spin should be the same for the applied magnetic field. So the electrons move from the state with the spin opposed to the magnetic field to state the spin aligned with the magnetic field till the Fermi energy reaches the uniform values. So the Fermi energy level is attained the uniform values EF, so that you observe this type of the curve. This is the spin down and spin up. So due to the applied magnetic field, the spin up is changed, it is attracted towards it, and it is repulsed to it, so that it gets the energy level is towards the magnetic field, applied magnetic field, and it is repulsed in oppose the applied magnetic field, and the Fermi energy levels are differs with respect to the same energy level. Same energy is applied to the spin up and spin down. And if you are considering the energy level, Fermi energy level is constant, but these energy levels are get down as compared to these spin down, which is the repulsive forces, and it is opposed by the applied magnetic field towards it. Okay. This increase in number of electrons with spin aligned favorable in the applied magnetic field explains the magnetization behavior of the materials. The spin up and down, the number of electrons with spin aligned in the same magnetic field, which explains the magnetization behavior of the materials. Okay. So the theories have been developed thus further, therefore able to explain the magnetic behavior of the materials with respect to these explanations. So this is about the magnetic field, magnetic materials, and we will further discuss in the next class. Thank you.